If you followed the last lesson, you already know how to convert words that end in tion in English into
Ción.
words, like information to.
Información.
Today we're going to learn 2 more simple tricks that will give you access to hundreds of new words. Let's start with words in English that end in ous. These words convert to
Oso.
in Spanish. You already know more Spanish than you think. Take a look at this. Curious becomes
Curioso. Curioso.
See how easy that is? Let's try another one. How do you think one says famous?
Famoso. Famoso.
And now try delicious. This becomes
Delicioso. Delicioso.
Now, not every word can be converted in this way. For example, dangerous becomes
Peligroso. Peligroso.
This is actually a cognate with perilous, but the R's and L's became switched. Doctor is exactly the same in Spanish, except that the O's are actually pronounced like O's. So say the dangerous doctor.
El doctor peligroso. El doctor peligroso.
It can be correct to put the adjective before the noun, as in,
El peligroso doctor.
but it normally comes after. And here's something important. Just like in our last lesson, we have to make sure the endings match up with the gender of the noun. So if we're talking about a female doctor, which has a separate feminine form, how would we say, the doctor is generous? Think about it.
La doctora es generosa. La doctora es generosa.
Now let's try something a little more complicated. Do you remember what gender the
Ción.
words have? Say, the architect participates in the famous celebration.
La arquitecta participa en la celebración famosa. La arquitecta participa en la celebración famosa.
Look at that! In your second lesson, you are already able to speak complicated sentences. The word story in Spanish is
Historia. Historia.
It's like history, but the H isn't pronounced. And this also means history. Now try to say, the curious story.
La historia curiosa. La historia curiosa.
Let's say now, the professor narrates the mysterious story. Make the professor male.
El profesor narra la historia misteriosa. El profesor narra la historia misteriosa.
Now let's move on to another trick. In English, we have lots of words that end in ity, like reality or necessity. And we saw in the last lesson's story that those words end in
Dad.
like this. Reality becomes
Realidad. Realidad.
Now you try. What do you think necessity becomes?
Necesidad. Necesidad.
Let's look at another example. Possibility, what does that become?
Posibilidad.
And all these words that end in
Dad.
are feminine, just like the words that end in.
Ción.
Let's use them now. How would you say the possibility is dangerous?
La posibilidad es peligrosa. La posibilidad es peligrosa.
Here comes a longer sentence. The professor observes the situation in the university.
El profesor observa la situación en la universidad. El profesor observa la situación en la universidad.
You see, with the tricks we've learned so far, we can basically convert the sentence from English to Spanish. Let's try another one. The revolution causes a transformation in the society.
La revolución causa una transformación en la sociedad.
Now we have to learn something that isn't just a conversion, but will be really easy and useful. The word
De.
means of, so we can use it for all sorts of things, like possession. In order to say the professor's story, we have to say it like the story of the professor. Let's try this out, speaking about a female professor.
La historia de la profesora. La historia de la profesora.
When the word following
De.
is masculine, though,
De.
and
El.
unite into the word
Del.
because when we speak really fast, they blend together in sound. So, can you figure out how to say the artist's creativity?
La creatividad del artista.
Let's expand this a little to say the artist's creativity is an inspiration in the community.
La creatividad del artista es una inspiración en la comunidad.
Whoa, that was long, but good job. Now, let's see how many words you can figure out from this short story. You know more than you think. Try to guess the meanings of the words we haven't encountered yet.
El arquitecto diseña un edificio en la universidad. La comunidad admira la creatividad y la originalidad del proyecto. La necesidad de innovación es evidente en cada detalle. El público es curioso y observa las posibilidades nuevas en la arquitectura.
Did you catch all of that? Let's go over the translation together. The architect designs a building at the university. The community admires the creativity and originality of the project. The need for innovation is evident in every detail. The public is curious and sees new possibilities in architecture. Look at everything you already know in just 2 lessons, just by learning a few tricks. Make sure to keep practicing, and in the next lesson we'll unlock even more words and secrets of the Spanish language. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it. And check out the stories and other videos of listening comprehension on this channel, linked here, which you are more than ready for. And if you'd like to support the channel so I can continue these lessons and do the same for other languages, then stop by Patreon, where you will be able to find other study and listening material.